Ho, greetings there again, travelers. Welcome to another strange, peculiar update thing to try and break up the monotony of these stream highlights. Now, we actually got this drawing in ink done on yesterday's stream, and the materials that we used to draw this was this orange pencil right here. Is with this one, this is actually just a regular colored pencil. Then we used this 0.5 paper mate, and then we used this 003 micron, as well as this Tombow Mono Zero eraser. Now, I have been experimenting, or wanting to experiment, getting more into different layouts of these card designs. I've been seeing a lot of people that do these MTG altars. They do a lot more of kind of close-up ones. Now, the thing is, I was a little hesitant to try and get into these ones because I've been wanting to get into drawing bikes, and sometimes it's a little hard to draw a bike when it's just a fragment of the bike on here, because a lot of these characters are just a full figure character up in here, which I'm probably just going to go back to this. This is kind of the comfort zone of just doing the full figures on these cards. But yeah, this one was fun, kind of cheesy. You got a peace sign up in here. You got, trying to somehow promote some more peace up in here. Inspired by Matthew 5:9 about being peacemakers, and also there's a bunch of verses that go into peace. Now, what's also cool about these update things is we can shout some riders out or look at some tricks, and that's what we're going to do now, everybody. Alrighty, let's shout some riders out and or videos, and that's what we're going to do right now. Now, the thing is about, how we've been drawing the bikes on these little cards. Well, it's actually funny because I actually found this video on this dude TIG welding, and shout outs to Pacific Arc TIG welding. What's actually hilarious is he actually, in this video, he kind of shows, he does a little rundown of how he TIG welds a frame, and he makes like this mini BMX frame. But what's also crazy that I never knew, which maybe some of you guys know, this guy actually rides flatland up in here.
Like a joint for a BMX frame. Anybody who watches my channel knows that I am a huge...
Check this out. What in the world, dude? This welder guy,
Since I was a kid, I still ride...
he straight up just rides flatland, man.
I love this sport. It's my favorite sport in the world. So, I wanted to make a full BMX frame.
So yeah, that was really cool. It kind of inspired me because I've been kind of getting a little bit more into the lore of like, okay, how are people even designing BMX bike parts or frames and stuff like that? How are they making them? Because sometimes if you get into the lore of how things are getting made, it kind of helps you with your drawing or your design or your just creation of the stuff. Now, the other thing about this is with this update, the very first clip was a really old clip when I first got to Long Beach. It was one of the first clips I got in Long Beach, but it was from an Abubaca. I don't know if you call it Abubaca. I always called it Abubaca. Maybe it's Abubaca, I don't know. But this is, I think, the first one that I've ever seen. I think, or I guess not ever seen, because I saw this video maybe a couple years ago. It's kind of funny. But in terms of maybe the first one potentially that was kind of named the Abubaca, the Abubaca. I don't even know how to say it anymore, but let's watch it up in here. And this is from the Freestyle Tricks Part 1, 1997. Now look at this trick up in here, man. This is probably one of my favorite tricks. Ever since I learned it as a kid, I always liked this trick. Now, it is kind of weird because they call it the backwards Abubaca. Now, I don't even know what this word is. What does this word even mean? Who even invented this? Is this some guy's last name? Is it just a strange phrase or something? I have no idea, but this guy did it in this video. Now, I guess the other thing is he does like multiple hops, and almost kind of seems like he's doing those trials hops, and then he goes back in. Yeah, that was freaking awesome. Now, the crazy thing is I've been trying to, it's actually weird, like, going back and just being, like, trying to think about all the Abubaca clips that you may have remembered or inspired you and stuff like this. But one notable one was from this guy, George DeSantos. Now, this first clip isn't of his clip of Abubaca, but I just always liked the beginning clip that he has with his section and the music. It was always just weird because he always had this really chill song in Animal Can I Eat? But also this clip right here is just really cool. backwards Smith, and then like, I mean, I was watching it again the other day, and I was like, bro, it's so crazy because he almost does like a wally back into like this steep bank. Like he almost does like check this out, like a backwards Smith, but look at his back wheel right here. He like lands it back into the freaking like steep bank thing, like a wally. It's almost like, it kind of reminds me of like a skate trick. But what's also cool about George DeSantos's part is I like just like how he has like this random little picture of a car and stuff like that, and he has his name. And just it was probably one of, even like, I never, like in the beginning, I actually never really liked pegs. I was always a pegless rider in the beginning with me and my friends. But the thing is like, George DeSantis, his part was always one of my favorites because it's funny if you watch Can I Eat, there's like all this like gnarly like, you know, hip hop music, and then there's just like this random George DeSantis part, and he has like the chillest song. But yeah, in this same edit, which it's the same edit right up in here, Can I Eat George DeSantis, he does an iconic Abubaca that I always remember. So let's watch it. And he does it on a Jersey barrier right there. Shoutouts to George DeSantos and his Abubaca clip up on here. Man, it looks like he's running some pretty low PSI. Look at that. That's almost going to his rim. Super fun trick. Alrighty. And then the next one I remember is from this one. This is from an old Stephen Hamilton clip. I don't even know what this video is even called. It's just a Stephen Hamilton. It just says Stephen Hamilton on here. But he does an Abubaca on this like trash thing. I guess, I don't know, maybe that's almost even like an Abubaca wall tap or some degree. Like, no, I guess he's maybe like doing it like right there or something, huh? It's almost kind of like a wall tap. I guess he is kind of maybe doing it on this like thing right here, huh? That's cool. Yeah, if you guys have any clips of your favorite Abubacas out in there, any ones that you remember, it's actually weird because I feel like I remember a lot of seeing a lot of Abubacas, but then if you actually go and try and find them, it's kind of difficult because you have to like go through an entire video just to find that one trick. But it's also kind of fun because it kind of feels like an Easter egg. But yeah, hope you guys have a good one. Keep trying your best and have fun, everybody. And bikes are really fun. Keep exploring. And peace out, everybody. Continue to try your best and explore on the bicycle.